The following program is produced by the AM First Radio Network and distributed by Global American Broadcasting, the GAB Radio Network.
The revolution starts now. You're about to enter the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. The Jake and Cliff Show is on, showing you how real estate investing can make your dreams, your future, your financial freedom, your reality. And now, your hosts, Jake and Cliff.
Well, and you know, this is real estate. This is indeed Real Estate Expert Online Radio. And I have here with me Cliff Gager, who I'm not introducing right now, but I'm teasing because it's like a dog with a bone. You know, they just look at you and look, can I go on? Can I go on? Can I say something yet? Can I do it? Can I do it? Where are we there? Are we going to be there soon? Are we going to be there? So, but I'm not going to do that yet. But what I want to say first is that I want to talk to my engineer, Joe, who's in the booth. And I want to say that music that you played in between the breaks was kind of good lead-in music. It was kind of that. Can you play that for a minute? That nice and easy, jazzy feel lead-in? Are you able to do? Maybe not. But you played this nice jazzy lead-in, and it was like, it just got me all funky. And it was like, hi. This is Real Estate Radio Online. Yeah, babies. But anyway, we're usually more up than that, and we're excited. We are excited, and we're going to be excited about today's show too. But that's our usual default personality, and then Joe puts on this, yeah, babies, type of stuff. So that was cool. So anyway, we're back to our
real estate problems, baby.
adequately caffeinated selves. And I am going to, without further ado, introduce one of the reasons for the show standing out the way it does is because we have an actual, real live, not some guy who just does events and tries to sell you $1 million products. Cliff only tries to sell you $500,000 products. So that's, you know, he stands out amongst his peers. But he actually has no fooling. He's a real live real estate expert. And I'd like to introduce him now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Cliff Gager.
Gee, can I talk now? Is it my turn yet?
No. That was just the introduction. You've got it now.
Oh my God!
You got to wait another 26 minutes before you can say.
So if anybody out there is listening and you are an attorney or know an attorney or live with an attorney or are married to an attorney, do you ever get to talk ever? I think the only way an attorney knows how to stop talking is, Your Honor, objection, and then they know they have to wait for the judge to say something.
I always say, Cliff, that the only person who talks more than me is you.
Well, that's.
I think there's a little projection going on.
A little bit. Well, anyways, let's get with the show today. We're really having a good time today. Jake and I. Off the camera, we have some pretty good heated discussions, and it's almost to the point where we were fighting right before the show. No, I'm just kidding. We weren't. But it's really exciting to have really good conversation with people. And one of the things that we do on the show is we want to have a conversation with you, and it might not be what you want to hear, but it will be what you need to hear.
Well, I agree with that. And I can tell you that before the show, I was contemplating what I know we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff is stuff that I don't want to hear. And when we start talking about it, I'll explain to you why I don't want to hear it, because I used to be like you guys out there. I wanted to be a real estate investor. I was a wannabe, but I couldn't find. I was an inveterate veteran of real estate education, and I would go from one seminar to another, trying to find, like Diogenes. There's that old story about the Greek man Diogenes who held a lantern in the daylight and went around searching for an honest man because there was none to be found.
Right.
That was kind of my experience with real estate education. We're not going to name names, but I felt that I couldn't get from point A to point B with the education that I was receiving. And so that's and so the thing, I'll tell you, the thing that made me madder, just about madder than anything, Cliff, is when these events gurus, so-called gurus, who are supposed to know real estate, but they're really just pitchmen. The actual guys who were doing it were guys you on the back end. And those you guys never got to get up on stage when you were doing that particular part of it. But those guys, they would talk about testimonials. You would go to their landing pages and their website, and there would be testimonials like, we did this and we followed it. We spent $1 million, but we made $5 million on our very first sale, and we did it over the weekend. And I'm going, oh, God.
In our spare time.
Give me a break. In our spare time from our 12-hour shifts at the thimble factory.
Yeah.
And, it just make me so mad. That would just, and it was like, oh. And it's like, I sometimes I think that when the people are out there listening to us, they're thinking the same way. Because they don't want to hear about our personal successes. They want to create theirs. Where is my personal financial revolution, they are saying. Where is it? I want it. I want it now. Well, I'm here to tell you, folks, that the man that I'm talking to right now, or who I'm actually keeping from talking to you right now, is the one who can give it to you. So, Cliff, pardon the interruption.
So,
but before I let you go on.
Oh, my God, really? But see, we're laughing now, but this is real life. So anyways, Jake touched on something, and we've been talking about it today, and that is the fact that when you go to these trainings, you're expected to bring your credit cards. And, a lot of times the free little seminar that you go to for 90 minutes is to put you into a weekend training course. And so what we've decided is we're actually going to not do the free 90-minute thing, and we're going to make the weekend course for free. And I've taught this, going back into, I think, the late 90s.
You had the proto version. Well, you had the original version of this, and I'm not going to tell them what it is. I'm going to let you tell them. But you're the one who thought this up, like so many things. Like Al Gore thought up the internet.
Yes.
But actually, in this particular case, it's true.
Right, because what happened was, and it goes back to like 1997, when I got into the seminar industry, from that little trip I made on Divorce Alley. And I went from having this real estate office and mortgage company, and we were doing all this volume, and there's a long story in that I someday I'll write a book about it. But after the divorce, I think everybody gets that, I ended up working at a seminar company, and I was one of 6 quote experts that were answering the phones for the people, because back then, you got to understand, the internet was new. We still had like Windows 95 had
you had 1 foot in.
Yeah.
Organizations had 1 foot in the old ways and 1 foot in the old
exactly.
ways. 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
So the call center, even though there was only 6 of us, I mean, I would take, 50, 60 calls a day, and there was 6 of us. And basically what they did is, their big deal back then was they charged you $19 a month, and you could call in and ask questions. And that was just one of the benefits. But here's the cool thing. There was 19,000 people in that database. So, God forbid that they all would call at one time. It would just never work. But they knew that only a certain amount of people would call. And we could get into that, but I'll tell that at my free event. I'll explain that. And what happens is, the people would call me, and I'm taking these calls, and I'm giving advice as a real estate investor. And I'm saying, oh, no, don't do that. You want to do it this way. And then what happened was my phone call log went from like, I was getting like 30 calls a day to where I had 200 calls backed up. And the other people's call numbers were going down. And what I found out is out of the 6 people, me being one of the 6, I was the only one that have ever flipped a house. And the reason that my call lines were going up is because the advice that I was giving was based on facts.
And the people recognized it intrinsic. There was something intuitive and intrinsic going on.
Yeah, they were putting deals together.
These other 5 people, they didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And somehow, and you were the one who was putting the deals together, and this really is true. I'm familiar with this man's history, and he's telling you the truth. And they didn't know. They were on the lines. They didn't know, but they had no practical experience themselves. They didn't have these insights that you did, and you did, and you were the one who was making the sales and putting together the deals.
Yeah, and so what happened was I went to corporate and I says, hey, we need to do a better training. And I just took my experience and I put it into 3 days. And right after, we're coming up on a break, so I don't want to roll over the break. But when I get back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how we started that and what we're going to do now as far as this free event that they used to charge thousands, and they still do thousands and thousands.
A lot of people do, yeah.
And
when you hear what it is, you'll understand why. But.
Yeah, and after the break, what I'll do is I'll tell you exactly what this event's going to be, and we're actually getting ready to do one. So as we come into the break, again, we're still real estate investors, and we're not radio show hosts per se, so these breaks always come sneaking up on us with this big giant clock in the corner. Right? And then we think it's like 30 seconds to go, and it's still 1 minute. So, but anyways, we got about 30 seconds to the break.
Right, and that's your error, and we don't want to burden the listening group with that. We want to, if you have questions, call 1-800-396-1501. That's 1-800-396-1501. Leave a message of any length, and we'll get back to you. And we'll be back.
Right after these messages.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Do you have a great idea for a radio show but have no idea where to start? Or have you been hosting a podcast for a while and want to take it to the next level? If so, you need the Gab Radio Network. To host a show on the Gab Radio Network, all you need is your voice, and we'll handle the rest. From technical engineering to full-service audio production and much more. Every show on the Gab Radio Network can be heard on our station on the TuneIn Radio app. Plus, we put all of our shows on our satellite, which is accessed by over 5,500 stations. And here's the best part. You can host from anywhere you want. There are many means to connect to the Gab Radio Network remotely, and our staff of highly trained engineers and producers will make you sound like you're right here in studio. So, if you want to be on the Gab Radio Network, the same network that hosts the Small Business Advocate, Radio MD, and the Federalist, send an email right now to sales@gabradionetwork.com. That's sales@gabradionetwork.com.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
And we're back. And we want to remind you once again that this is Real Estate Expert Online Radio, Jake and Cliff. And if you have any questions, if this inspires any, and we definitely want to hear from you. I mean, if you have questions, if what we're talking about, if you're mad at what Jake and Cliff are talking about success stories and things like this, we get you and we want to talk to you. But we have there's a track on this that we're following. We haven't quite gotten to it yet. But give us a call anyway with your real estate questions and comments at 800-396-1501. That's 1-800-396-1501. Leave a message of any length, and we will be sure to get back to you. And that's one thing we've got to do is I want to talk to the people more. Got to give a big shout out to one of our affiliates, WCGO, in Chicago and Evanston, and we're glad to have you guys on board. And hi there.
Excellent.
Want you guys to call us too. We'll be working to get an event going. Come out there and see you guys. So anyway, back to what we were talking about.
So basically, I went to corporate, and because I'm taking these calls, and I felt like the training that was delivered to the people wasn't adequate because they were asking me questions that they should have known, So what I did was I says, okay, like the first day we went to the courthouse because back then there was no internet. You couldn't do this stuff on the internet. So we had to go to the courthouse, and we'd go walk into the courthouse, and I'd show them how to work the machines, and they had the old
microfiche machines.
Microfiche machines.
Well, and then they had the microfiche. That was actually a relatively updated advancement. They had the roll spool ones that they used to use.
Oh, dude, I went in areas. I went in areas.
Real tape recorders, but they were
No, I went
before you continue, Cliff.
See, anyways, in Arizona, they literally, I says, I need to look up book page, blah, 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 and they brought out this ginormous book and opened it up to the page.
That really is the old days.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then we'd go to the courthouse, and I'd teach them how to do that and look up properties and evaluate properties. And then we actually physically went to Home Depot to look at the materials and stuff. And the irony was, I did these 3 days, and we'd go look at houses with a real estate agent, and we'd do this. And everybody was amazed at how good my classes went compared to others. And they were like, man, how did you put together a team like this so fast, so easy, and everything went so smooth? And I says, well, because the day before I got on the plane to come here, I called a few people. And literally, I never set anything up, but because I did this for a living for so many years, and I was actually partaking in being a real estate investor, it's what I did every day. So when you do that in any location, it just should be natural. And if it's not, you're doing something wrong. So when I watch these other, and in case you don't know, if you're tuning in for the first time, I've been a fulfillment aspect of the seminar industry for many, many years, where after they sold you this big, huge, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 program, I'm the guy that would show up and teach you the real estate stuff.
That's right, because these guys are actually just
salesmen. On to the next show.
They're just salesmen, and you were the guy behind the proverbial curtain.
Right.
We always talk about the Wizard of Oz and how the actual Wizard of Oz was some diminutive man of no particular account. That's how they portrayed him, operating all the gears and levers and making the great and powerful Oz look like he was really something.
Exactly.
When actually it's the other way around.
Right. And so, as we were talking, and this last year, we've been doing the digital thing online with webinars and stuff, and people are learning and learning, and we've got some students that are putting deals together that are just in areas where, quote, you can't do that. And we've, Jake has come along in this part of the business, and it's kind of like he's excited, sad, frustrated, mad, and all these things all wrapped into one, because when you look at the industry and you see what the truth is, and then you see how things are really happening, it's really exciting to see what we're getting ready to do, which is going out and doing these events. So we've got one scheduled in Fresno, and we're going to be if you call into the 800 number line, we'll give you the address of where to go to get signed up for that. So if you're in the Fresno area and or anywhere in California, you're going to want to go to this, because it's going to be my condensed version of a 3 days into 2 days. And
do we have the landing page?
The landing page is set, but it just
got, page, I guess.
Yeah, the event page just got done today, so I don't have it back from the web guy yet. So
okay, it'll be up in a few more hours. So
and I'm if anybody knows me out there, I'm screaming right now at the web guy, but I scream in a nice manner. But yeah. In 2 days, we're going to literally take you on a bus, take you to houses, and go look through the houses, walk through the houses. And these are houses that are available for sale. And we're going to show you, in fact, we just came back from there the other day. Jake and I went up there, and we were looking at a house at that was purchased for $100,000, $100,000. The house is worth about $180,000. And the repairs that were done to it were probably, $20,000.
Yeah. Well, and these were great repairs, too. I mean, these were just not facial cosmetic repairs. Put in an entire new heating and cooling system.
Yep.
Not a heating system, not a cooling system, a heating and cooling system. Put in all the ducting, changed the one bathroom to 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-2, which is what's known as 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. That's the parlance.
Yep.
We call it a 3-2. And it just really made it an incredible thing. And are we going to have photos of that, some video of that when we
took some video
events page?
Yeah, when we went there, we looked at the house, we walked through it. They were doing an inspection actually while we were there.
Right. That's right.
And so, we're going to bring you to a house similar to this, and I'm going to show you how simple and easy this is. I watch the television shows, and you got to understand that's drama. They sell drama on those shows. They're not necessarily educational shows per se, but there's a lot of drama involved. So when a lot of people watch these shows and go out there and try to flip houses on their own, they do things that are unnecessary for the resale of the property. And if you go in there and you just look at, and I'll show you hands-on, we'll be right there looking at it. I'll show you what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And we're going to have a day and a half of actual training where I'm going to show you how to negotiate the contract. I'm going to show you how to calculate the numbers as to what should you pay for it, what should you do for repairs, what should you do for marketing, how much holding time should you account for. And then I'm going to show you how to evaluate the property. If you go by what everybody says, you're going to end up broke, because nobody really gives you a fair answer, and they always caveat everything, well, I'm a real estate agent, I'm not an appraiser, you have to get an expert advice on that. And then you talk to the contractor, and they say, well, I'm a contractor, but I can't see inside walls, so, et cetera, et cetera. So you have to know, you have to be the expert, and that's what we teach you to do, is to be the expert. So when you go into this property and you look at it through new eyes, like I would look through it, I will tell you exactly what to do, what not to do, and how to do it, as well as how to get all the math correct and how to find the most elusive thing, the money to do the deals. And when everybody out there says, oh, real estate is hard, it's not. And it's not a secret. When they say, oh, we're going to teach you all the secrets, they're not secrets. They're just tools that if you don't know what they are, They're a mystery to you, but once you go through this 2 days, you'll be able to go out there and flip houses. I've got a student right now in Boston that went through my basically my 2-day thing, and they made $92,000 on their first wholesale deal.
And that's another one of those where the common wisdom is what?
Yeah.
You can't do
this, but you can do it right after the break.
But he did it. Right.
It's
we'll
another break.
Be back. Real Estate Expert and Online Radio. We'll be back.
See you guys. We'll be right back.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars.
Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus, the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time.
Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website?
Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for.
Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy.
I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus.
Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
And we're back. And this is indeed the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake Jacobson and Cliff Gager. And we're talking about some things that we're talking specifically about Fresno. But one of the things, and by the way, we invite you to give us a call at 800-396-1501. That's 800-396-1501 with your real estate questions and comments, and we'll leave a message of any length. We'll be sure to get back to you. And we were talking about Fresno specifically as one example. What is the thing that people will tell you, Cliff? They'll tell you that in some places that real estate is dead, and they'll tell you you can't do that. That's actually the most common thing. You'll go to an area like say that guy in Boston that we were talking about.
Yeah, right before the break.
You shouldn't have been able to do what it is that he did. And this is according to the common wisdom. This is according to the wisdom of the people with licenses. This is the wisdom of the people with certificates. This is the people who own the brokerages. These are the real estate agents. These are the appraisers. These are and on down the road. And we're going to one of these places, and we're going to hold an event coming up here pretty soon. And this guy who's doing this is your student.
Yeah.
This is before I came on the scene. Can we give his name?
Yeah, Leo Nolasco.
Leo Nolasco.
He's a real estate agent up in the Fresno area and is just crushing it. Literally just crushing it.
And you're not supposed to be able to do this, but we were talking to Leo, and I wish we had the ability to put the video clip that we took of him
on the radio.
How many did we do? Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're online. People are actually watching us right now as well. But I wish we were able to put that up, the audio or the video, where he says, we ask him how many houses he did last year, and he says, what?
He says 20.
What? He did 20.
He's like, and Leo's the coolest guy ever. I mean, he's very, very, very.
He's unassuming. He's not
cordial.
Yeah.
You know, he's very polite and
very.
And he's like, well, you know, I guess we did somewhere around 20. You know, and I'm jumping up and down like, yeah, 20, yeah. And he's like,
I know, because it's your student.
Nice and calm.
Right.
And,
exactly.
You know, and. But
you can do that. We have people all over the country doing this. I'm thinking of that one woman in Connecticut. She did it once. Now she's doing it again. And that's another show. We'll talk about her. We're probably going to have some of these people.
We could have an 8-hour show with all the people that are. Yeah.
Well, and that's just one show, and then we could do another show for 8 hours
and then, well, Jake, if we then go to the guru's testimonials and we pick out the ones that are mine, then we'd have another 48-hour show.
Right, because we don't want to make a sweeping statement that you're the one who taught all those people, but you taught
not all of them, a lot of them, yeah.
And when you're looking at our competition and you're looking at the testimonials.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Jake. I want to be clear. I don't have any competition.
You don't have any competition. You are thebomb.com. I get it. I'm sorry.
Well, because
I'm
sorry
that I varied from the wisdom.
Well, here's the reason why I say that. It's because I put my students first. It's about your success. So if you've been listening to the show, you hear me talking all the time. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Everybody listening to this show right now can go out and find good deals in real estate and turn them into profits.
And this is one of the things that I wanted to impress upon people, because I come from a kind of a different situation. Like I said, I am was earlier in my life at one of these perennial real estate education. I wouldn't call myself a groupie, but I was going from one to one and then trying one, see if it worked, couldn't make it work, going to another, trying one, see if it worked, couldn't make it work.
Missing pieces.
Getting discouraged, having to overcome my own discouragement, my own disappointment, and to muster up energy to try again, go to another one. And this is what people do, folks.
Yes.
This is what I am not alone. I am perhaps an archetype for other people out there. And this is why I said at the beginning of the show, when we talk to you about this, you're going to really get mad, because I would if it was me, and if I was listening to me and I hadn't had the experiences that I had, I'd get mad. If I wasn't just up in Fresno last week watching Leo take us through a rehab that he's doing, if I didn't hear Leo say that he's done 20 houses and next year he plans on doing 40.
Yes.
I wouldn't believe it, and I would be mad. I would say, this is fine, but where is my redemption? Where is my personal financial revolution? Where, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I get it. We get it. We totally get it. But we want to tell you that the only way to do it is to get out there and do it. And we want to tell you, and we want to raise the clarion call, that if you're listening to right now, or if you're not listening but you're thinking, this is the way. Did we get the reverb on that, Joe? I guess it was too.
The way.
We'll have to wait. This is the. Yeah, all right. So this really is the way, and we are here to tell you can do this. And I am telling you, this is the guy who can show you how. So anyway,
it's because are you done, counselor?
I'm done.
Do you rest your case?
But in conclusion,
yeah, I know they always have more.
But
right?
Before I close,
but listen, now the event in Fresno, it's April 7th and 8th. If you are serious about coming to learn, if you're serious about learning to do real estate investing, I only have space for 20 people. And the reason that I only have space for 20 people is it's not a sale-a-thon, it's a training course.
Right.
And I can't answer questions if there's 400 people in the room. And some of you have gone to these events where there's 40, 50, 60 couples and or partnerships or whatever you want to call it, dual people there, and you can't ask questions and they tell you, hey, stop asking questions. You can ask questions at the end of the event, and then at the end of the event they're gone.
Ask questions after we get your credit card number.
Yeah, so it's a small.
At which time they'll tell you, oh, we've got to go. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Oops, I'm sorry. We got to get to plane. Yes. 20 people are going to learn how to do this, and it's a mirrored effect of just do what I'm showing you to do. Leo is an example of just do the simple thing. Keep it simple. Don't try to complicate this. They complicate this in the seminars to make you think they're smarter than they are. So you think, oh my God, I didn't even have an idea that worked. I got to buy this program. That's not how this works. The way that it works is you get somebody to help you learn how to do it. If you're going to learn how to ride a bike and there's a guy going around selling a bike training course for $40,000, or you got your dad who's going to put you on the bike and push you down the what do you think is going to be more gauged to help you? It's going to be the person that's going to actually put their hands on the handlebar, put their hands on the seat, and keep you from falling over. That's what I'm doing. I want to keep
Not only that, he's going to hold the back.
The right course.
He's going to hold the back of the seat, so he keeps you on balance until you get your own balance.
Exactly.
And he lets you go, but he never lets you go too far. And that is what you do.
Yeah. And by doing that, I've helped a lot of people become successful in real estate. And I mean, it's a long list. And why would I go out and do this for free? Because when you watch what happens, and Jake got to see it this weekend, when we went up to Fresno, and Jake did that double take, like 40 houses, 20 houses,
yeah, it was amazing.
10 houses. What did he say? 20 houses, 20, right?
Well, he said 20 this past year,
and then 40 he's going to do next year.
His plan is to do 40 this year.
Guys, I want you to understand this is in California, in a place where you can't do this.
Everybody knows that real estate is dead in California, Cliff.
Well,
why are you saying this to the people?
Because you can't buy deals under market value. You can't buy deals under market value, but yet they're doing it all day long when you use the honey badger method. And I'm going to teach. If you don't know what the honey badger method is, the honey badger doesn't care. He takes what he wants, and I'm going to show you how to make offers that way. I'm going to show you how to figure out what the house is worth. I'm going to show you how to market the property once you get it. Do you want to wholesale it and just put money in your pockets real quick? I'll teach you how to do that. If you want to find the hard money lenders or the private investors, I'm going to show you how to do that. This is easy. It's not a secret. And when I show you the way to do it, instead of holding back, like I know I've gone to the seminars and I've seen it, they hold back the information that you need to make this happen. And Jake, you've experienced that by saying you go to these seminars trying to find that silver bullet, and yet it's never to be released. It's never
and you know what
disclosed.
And I don't want to say pathetic because nobody's pathetic, but
yeah.
What the tragic thing is that a lot of the people, it's a real struggle for them to even buy, say, like one of the preliminary $1,500 products that they sell. Because this is all gradated. They sell you a $100 product. First they give you free. Maybe they sell you a $49 product. Then they go to a $5,000 or $1,000 or $1,500. And then they go to the big thing that they got you. It's a whole thing. It's a whole routine that.
And we don't do that.
One of the
we don't do that for a reason.
One of the things that I labored over as a father with a family raising 4 children was that I really didn't have the money for this at all. And the thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to go to the free event to see if there was some gem, if there was something that I could pick up that would help me to understand, and maybe I could go out and do it on myself, which reminds me of when I went to the law library before I got into law and was trying to figure out how to do a parking ticket or a traffic ticket and try it. And I thought, all I have to do is look at these law books for 20 minutes and I'll figure this out.
Well, Jake, I'm gonna show you the answer, and I'm gonna give you the answer.
Great.
Right after this.
Right. Well, I mean, we still have some time. And this is Cliff's being a real estate investor, not a radio show, because we still have 6 minutes left on the break.
Seconds.
Right? 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So we'll give you the answer to everything right after this.
Okay, we're coming back, folks.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars.
Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus, the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time.
Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website?
Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for.
Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy.
I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus.
Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
And we are back again, and this is Real Estate Expert Online Radio with Jake and Cliff. I am Jake, and Cliff is just over there somewhere here, just kind of wandering around his booth. And are you ready there? We're on now. We're on.
You sound like the guy on the jazz show.
It's that music. It's that music that the engineer paid. It was like I want him to play it so people can understand. I'm a jazz aficionado anyway.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why it's kind of exciting to look at going to Chicago to do an event. There's a lot of good jazz there, a lot of good jazz influence. But I like that, and that's that's something that's fun for me. So occasionally you'll hear me lapse. Listen to the cool sounds of Cliff Gager, real estate expert online radio. But we're not doing that today. We're talking about the cool sounds.
Yeah, but no, we got to do the deep.
Okay, so we're going to switch back. We're going to switch back.
All right, so back to real estate. So listen,
caffeinated mode.
Yeah, so now when, as I was saying before the break, when you learn how to do these things, it shocks a lot of people because they just, Jake, you were saying earlier, the professionals, they don't want to admit that you can do this. I don't know why. Maybe it's a appeasement that they don't want to believe that, oh my God, I could have bought that house for that much and I could have made that money on it. Because see, I had that epiphany when I was in the mortgage business and I was doing this closing and I was sitting there and I was looking at it and said net to seller. Before I got involved in the investment side of it, of flipping the houses, what I did was I financed the buyers for these investors and I did their hard money loans. And so I just handled the money, and that was fun. But that one day I'm looking at the net to seller on the closing statement and it said $25,000 to the investor on the deal that I just funded. And I actually brought the buyer because I had the pre-qualified buyer ready to go. As soon as he had the house done, I moved that buyer over to the house. They said, yeah, yay, we want it. It was what they wanted. And I got them their financing for it, and we funded it in like 19 days.
Right. And the epiphany you had was, I'll bet.
I could have done that myself.
You can get paid for this?
No, I thought I couldn't do that. I thought that he was magical, mystical, and he had connections to get these deals. Right. And it was this good old boy network, and it wasn't, because I went after that, and I made 10 grand or 12 grand on the deal on the financing side, and I could have made another $25,000. And then I went to the seller, and it was a bank, and I says, hey, can I buy some of these? Kind of like joking around. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go look at one today. Why don't you come with me? And I bought it, and I did, and I didn't have the money. And in the 90s, you could do that a lot easier than you can do today. There are methods to do the exact same thing, and I just made a promise in 30 days I'm going to close on it. And that's kind of what you do today. And if I didn't have the money, I went to the investor that I just did that deal with, and I says, hey, I didn't tell him I was buying it for 40. I told him it was worth 65 if he bought it for 65, because if he fixed it up and sold it, we'd get 120 grand for it. And I've got buyers ready to go. So I sold it to him for $24,000. Now, wait, do the math. It's $25,000, right? The difference between 40 and 65, but I got $24,000 because it cost me $1,000 to double close it, because you could do a double closing back then. So it cost me $1,000 to make 24, and I did that basically in the parking lot of the title company. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't part of the transaction, even though we did a double closing, and I took title for like 30 seconds. And I walked out of there with 24 grand. And that's when I started. And I did like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these as I progressed along. And I honed that down to make it as easy as possible. And Jake, I dropped out of school in 9th grade. It's not like I have this super secret, mystical, magical knowledge. It's common sense. And that's what I deliver, is common sense. So that anybody, if you're an attorney and you've got a PhD or an MBA or you're a doctor or whatever in rocket science, you can understand this. I make it that simple. If you dropped out of school in 9th grade and you can at least read and write and spell your name, I can show you how to do this, because it's really that simple. And that's what this event in Fresno is all about. It's 2 full days. We walk through houses, we sit down in the classroom, and we go through all the aspects of taking you, like if you've never done a deal, you can go through this class and go out and do a deal. You can put deals together. We're also going to give you the contacts in the Fresno area. So if you're in the San Francisco area and you're paying $2 and $3 million for a shed, You can buy, this house was nice, wasn't it, Jake? I could live in this house. It had 3 bedrooms.
It was nice.
The rooms were big. It was on a 75 by 75 corner lot right across the street from a park, and the school was a block away. I mean, it was like a perfect.
This is like a dream. This is like a dream come true for someone purchasing. It's got everything you want. It's got a park that the kids can go safely across. Yeah. Not a busy street, so they can go play and be out of your hair. The school is literally, you could hit a golf ball to where the school is.
I got a bad arm, and I could have thrown.
You could throw a baseball to where it is. These kind of deals are out there, and the price is getting in is not expensive, and yet you can't do this.
Well, the numbers are.
It's like, come on, man, you can do it.
He paid $100,000. Put $25,000 into it, and he'll sell it fast, really, really, really fast, right? Because it's under $200,000,
right? Exactly.
And under $200,000, he'll make $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 somewhere in that range, after all his expenses and marketing and everything, and he's gonna do 20 to 40 of them this year, and you can be part of that as well. So not only do we teach you, not only do we show you, not only do we educate you to make it possible for you to do it, we're also going to give you contacts of contractors, mortgage people, title companies, the pest control guy. Everybody, you don't even think about that. Somebody's got to tent that house if it's got termites. And we deliver the entire package to you. Our first event is in Fresno. Then we're coming to Los Angeles. Then we're going to San Diego. And if you don't get in and get registered right away, what's the 800 number, Jake? Give them the 800 number.
800-396-1501. That is 800-396-1501.
So you want to call the number, just leave a message, leave your name and number. We'll call you back and just say, I have to be at the Fresno event, and I have to learn how to do this.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. You're not even going to be charged for this. In fact, we're thinking about providing dinner.
Yeah.
Haven't decided on that yet, but we're working on it.
Because, Jake's always hungry.
I'm hungry to teach our students that this can happen, and to draw the curtain, and to know that it's real, and they don't have to worry about where's my personal financial revolution anymore, because this is the way. Yep. This is it.
So call the 800 number, give us your information, and please come back next week and see us and listen to us, and we'll see you next week.
And we look forward to it, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great week.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. The real estate investing revolution has only just begun. Want more information on your own personal revolution? Go to realestateexpertonline.com or call 1-800-396-1501. The owners of the show, this station, or any of its affiliates want you to know that real estate investing is risky. You could lose your entire investment. Topics and opinions expressed in the show are for informational and entertainment purposes, not professional advice or even factual reporting. The owners disclaim any responsibility to supplement, correct, or modify the content of any broadcast. Nothing in this content shall be construed to create an agreement, waive this disclaimer, encourage evasion or disobedience to any law, or constitute a submission to jurisdiction in any state or country. Persons or entities referred to are entirely fictional. No reference to an actual person or entity is intended, but is entirely coincidental.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.